Are you a busy professional who wants to grow your money in the stock market, but you don't really know what to do? Stay tuned. This video is for you. So today I'm going to be talking about what you should look for when buying the stocks. Well, really three things, or three top things you should look for when determining if you should buy a stock, right? And so we don't really hear much about these, but I tend to look at these as well to help me to decide if this is a good buy or not. So of course, in my previous video, I talked about the 5 ultimate moves and all that good stuff. Be sure to check out that video. But today I'm adding some things to look at because really when you're researching your stocks, a lot goes into the research. All right, so let's do the first thing. The first things first is you want to look at stocks or companies that are leaders of their industry, right? And so that means when you compare these companies against every other company in that particular industry. So for instance, you may say the tech industry or the shipping industry or the financial industry, whatever it may be, software, those different type of things, right? You want to look for leaders of that particular industry. And why? Well, if they're a leader of the industry, chances are they're going to be making profit, they're going to be increasing in revenue, and so that's what we're going to be looking for. So for instance, who are some leaders of industry? So of course, I've talked about Apple. One can argue that Apple is the leader in its industry as it relates to phones, right? Or computers, right? Arguably. One may say that. But another leader of industry that's downright the leader, you really cannot compare it to any other giant in this, in its space, is Amazon, right? So for instance, Amazon really is dominating the online shopping era, right? You have other places. So if you think about who else is in the space with Amazon, we can think about eBay, maybe Walmart. I don't know, maybe I really can't think of anybody else in the space with Amazon. But if you can, you would think to yourself and you would say the first place that comes to mind when we're talking about online shopping is Amazon. And so Amazon would be considered a leader of its industry, right? We can also think about, let's say, Microsoft. Right? So when we talk about, let's say, how to write a document, right? Or a software that we use, let's say, in the school space or just in the office, right? They have a whole suite. And so these are giants in the industry. When you sit down to coin a document on your computer, the first place you're going to look, Microsoft, right? And that's not only, what Microsoft does, but in that space, we know that they are leaders of their industry. And so there are other companies like Salesforce. They're the leaders, arguably, of, marketing space, right? And so these are companies that you want to look for when you're thinking about buying a stock and if you should buy the stock. And so hands down, if they're the leaders of the industry, one might say Coca-Cola is the leader of the beverage space in terms of soda, right? And so you want to think of these companies because they won't crash and burn overnight. And if they're the leaders for a reason. They're doing something right. The CEOs are doing good stuff. The company is doing what it needs to do to bring in profit and to bring in revenue. It's generating different things year after year and stuff like that. And so those are hands down companies that you want to look for when you are buying stocks. So in the next video, I'm going to tell you another thing that you definitely need to look for. But if you really are digging what's going on this channel, please click the thumbs up button, subscribe to our channel. We would really appreciate it so we can spread this knowledge, right? We're here on a mission to bridge the wealth gap. And we hope we can start with you, right? And so we're going to link below the 5 ultimate moves to dominate the stock market. So if you're interested in that, you can download the PDF and you can have it in your inbox for free by clicking the link below. All right. See you next time.